Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel.
Hello. Hope everyone's doing good.
Oh, nice to be here today. We're back with another reaction. Today we're going to be checking out this video about a black mother who's telling a story of how she was arrested by Kamala Harris. It's going to be interesting. Let's check this out.
I intend to fight for Black Lives Matters. I intend to fight.
If
Black
Black
Lives
Lives
Matters.
matter to her, why didn't I matter?
I don't agree what Kamala Harris did to my mom, and I don't agree with what she's done to other parents as well.
My message to all Americans, especially Black Americans, do not trust Kamala Harris.
Wow, that was so direct.
Because you walked all the way down here and I wasn't expecting you to walk.
My daughter, Shayla, suffers from sickle cell anemia, a chronic, painful genetic disease.
As a prosecutor and law enforcement, I have a huge stick.
It's a very sharp stabbing pain, and it hurts a whole lot. Like from my chest all the way down, it hurts,
just imagine.
including my side.
So I decided I was going to start prosecuting parents for truancy.
When Kamala Harris was the California Attorney General, she had me arrested and prosecuted because my handicapped daughter was sick in the hospital and had missed some days of school.
No way.
I spent a majority of my time here at the hospital.
Kamala's horrible policies hurt mothers like me and the Black community. My name is Sheree Peoples, and this is my story. I am a single mother. I've worked as a certified nursing assistant and a caregiver. My daughter Shayla was born in 2002. When she was born, she was diagnosed with sickle cell anemia. It affects all major organs in the body and also causes extreme pain.
Yeah, I never knew about this, like sickle cell.
Her whole life, she has been on medications like morphine and Dilaudid to help her control the pain. In addition, she had to undergo blood transfusions every 3 weeks.
Oh yeah, how
My
a person
lifestyle
who goes
became
through
taking
that
care of
so-
her almost full time. It is pretty typical for kids with Shayla disability to miss a lot of school.
I just got out of school. I've done 3 full days this week. Oh, I'm so tired.
And for years, the teachers were aware of her condition and her absences were all excused. California schools get their state and federal funding based off of average daily attendance. Schools are paid about $30 per student per day.
In San Francisco, we threatened the parents of truants with prosecution.
I first heard of Kamala Harris when she got elected California Attorney General.
We are putting parents on notice. We are going to make sure that you face the full force and consequences of the law.
She wrote a report saying
Forget about the
truancy was
criminals.
costing
Let's
California
prosecute the
schools
parents.
$1.4 billion a year in funding.
Because of truancy, California public schools lose $1.4 billion a year in funding. I want money.
Whoever did the editing,
Kamala
it's
then
perfect.
wrote a law making it criminal for parents if their kids miss school time. Kamala even wrote a book called Smart on Crime.
You can read an excerpt from the book that she just plugged shamelessly. It's called Smart on Crime.
Talking about arresting parents for truancy.
I sent a letter on my letterhead out to every parent in the public school system.
In 2012, like all California parents, I received a threatening letter from Kamala Harris saying we'll go to jail for a year if our kids even miss 10% of school days. It was like a crazy intimidation tactic.
I'm going to start prosecuting parents for truancy.
I thought, wow, this woman doesn't have any empathy. Is it because she's not a mother? I also thought, how could she not understand it would disproportionately affect people of color, single Black mothers? But honestly, I didn't imagine it could affect me. Her
This is
teachers
crazy.
had her medical records from the Children's Hospital. I even had a 504 plan, which was an agreement between the school district and the parents to
cell.
provide care for students with disabilities. It was April 18th, 2013, in the morning. I'm in my pajamas. I had just fed my daughter, gave her medications, sent her off to school. Little did I know, there was a warrant out for my arrest. All of a
Can you
sudden,
believe this?
the police is outside my house, and they started banging on the door.
This is not
I
funny.
opened up my door, and 2 officers entered my home. They told me I was under arrest for my child missing school. They said I was going to jail. I was shocked. I said,
Perfect. Now
"But
the
my
child
baby is
will have
sick.
to go into
The
like
school
a care.
knows that." And they said, "Go talk to Kamala Harris. Place your hands behind your back."
My mom did nothing wrong. We did everything we were supposed to. I was always bringing doctor's notes, always calling the school to let them know that I was in the hospital.
Then they handcuff me. So they take me outside for what you call a perp walk. And oh my God, the TV news was there. The newspapers were there. You could swear I had killed
I
somebody.
wonder if she
It
sued
was
them.
degrading and humiliating. I was taken to the Criminal Justice Center. They took my mugshot. I was fingerprinted like a
I don't
criminal.
understand if it all
And I was
was
terrified.
excused because the school
And it
knew
felt like
about her condition.
I caused
Why?
her so much pain. Because in reality, it is because of me, even though I know it's not directly my fault. Sorry.
The next day, the Orange County Register showed the pictures of my arrest. They even had a close-up picture of my hands in handcuffs to show here's a black mother being
This is
It's a truancy
That's
rate
crazy.
at over 2.5 times that of white students.
Everyone knew most truant kids were black. I think Kamala Harris wanted me as an example to threaten other single black mothers, like, this can happen to you if you don't get your kids in class. The police even put out a press release naming me and other black single mothers like Toya Daniels, who got arrested the same day.
Wow.
But my hell was just beginning. They gave me 2 charges. Failure to supervise and encourage school attendance,
Encourage.
and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. I
Wow.
couldn't believe it. They framed my daughter as a gang member and basically charged me with neglect. I spent the next 2 years in court fighting these charges. Kamala assigned her
Jeez, man,
nastiest
2 years.
prosecutors
How much
to my
money you
case.
spend on
My
that?
homicide prosecutors, my gang prosecutors. And they went over there and I said, when you go over there, look really mean.
Like 10
As I
different
said, whoever did the edits
They
is
kept
just
pressuring me
perfect.
to plead guilty and spend a year in jail, but I kept refusing because I did nothing wrong. All the time I had to spend going to court, I was struggling to care for my
Yeah,
children.
especially
I
imagine
lost
like
my
she takes
job
care of
and
the
couldn't pay rent,
daughter as
and
well.
we got evicted. I became homeless. We had to move into a motel.
And I ended up being in the hospital a lot during her trial. And in that hospital stay was when I had my stroke.
I had
This is
about
crazy.
4 or 5 days ago, and right now I'm doing pretty good. My hand is doing okay, I guess.
In 2015, after 2 years, they finally just gave up and dismissed my case.
Just like
In
that.
2018,
Dismissed. It's like,
the
oh,
Supreme
oops, sorry.
Court of California ruled that truancy cannot be punished by incarceration. It was unconstitutional. The courts finally stopped Kamala Harris' abuses. When I look back, I ask, why did Kamala Harris arrest me? Why was Kamala Harris so insensitive to a black woman with a handicapped child? Well, first, I learned that Kamala Harris has no common experience with black people. She grew up with an Indian mother. I remember she kept saying she was Indian.
To become the first Indian senator in U.S. history, which would be quite an accomplishment.
Not good.
What we're gonna cook today is an Indian recipe.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
you are Indian.
Yes.
And I learned she grew up in
Remember
Canada,
the campaign
not in the United States,
where she was really
and
trying
went
to
a
push her
wealthy
black
high
roots
school.
more
I
than
think in
Indian.
Canada, she must not have been exposed
try and get the black
American
votes?
values, which respects the rights of individuals. When Kamala Harris ran for president in 2019, they asked her about arresting people like me, and she just lied her ass off.
The truancy program got a lot of criticism too. Did you actually lock anybody up?
No, we never locked anybody up. We never sent a parent to jail. And no parent went to jail. And we did
I can
prosecute
see
cases.
all those clips of
but
Donald
far
Trump
few, only about
where
20.
people put all the
It's
lies. It's
ironic
like, oh,
because Kamala helped raise
clearly
money to
see as
bail
well,
out
like,
murderers,
she's-
rioters, and thieves. But she thought I belonged in jail because I had a handicapped child. To me, Kamala is fake. She just repeats stupid things like unburdened.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
Unburdened.
What can
Yeah,
be
that meme is...
unburdened by what has been.
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been.
It's such a
I
cringe,
found
man.
out she only became Attorney General because she was a mistress to the married San Francisco Mayor, Willie Brown. And today I see she tries appealing to Black audiences by putting on fake urban accents.
And we're going to do it again in 2024.
Black people are very down to earth. This is insulting to us.
You better thank a union member for vacation time.
Kamala, how stupid do you think we are? And I saw Kamala's Twitter photo. That's from like 20 years ago. She's 60 years old today. Even with the heavy makeup, you can see she's 60.
I guess that's a very
I've seen
typical
her
thing
pretending to
for
be
women,
talking
especially.
on the phone,
They'll usually
avoiding
put
the
like a
press.
photo,
She's a terrible actress.
where you're younger or some
She
good
was
photo of
calling
you,
young people
even if it's like
stupid.
20 years
What
ago.
else do we know about this population, 18 through 24? They are stupid.
With Kamala, we can't even say Merry Christmas.
And then that's the people that you want to vote for.
Merry Christmas. How dare we?
The laugh
Oh no,
is so
it's almost Christmas time actually. Make sure you don't say Merry Christmas. Man, that laugh is so infuriating.
Everybody needs to be woke.
So annoying.
And yeah, I am a radical.
All this woke and radical stuff doesn't do anything for me as a single Black mother. All it got me was inflation that hurt me and my kids. Grocery store prices are crazy. I can't pay for food on my income.
I am in favor of saying that we're not going to treat people who are undocumented and cross the border as criminals.
Black people has been in America for 400 years, but Kamala pushes us to the back of the line behind illegals. Why? As borders are. She just filling up our schools with kids who don't speak English just so they can get more government money. Illegals get free health care, but I have
still
to
don't
pay.
get the whole thing. Why
They get
would
free
you let
housing,
illegal
and I'm
immigrants?
struggling to pay rent.
Are undocumented immigrants that are the least likely to commit a crime.
And it's more dangerous in our neighborhood. We don't need Venezuelan gangs.
To this day, at 22 years old, I suffer from full paralysis on my right arm and partial in my right leg.
Kamala Harris owes me an apology and my daughter an apology for what she did to us.
Let's be clear, my values have not changed.
Look, I am not a political person, but I want people to know what Kamala Harris has did to me. If she do it to me, she will abuse anyone if you give her the power.
Okay, this looks like maybe something a little bit recent because they were showing some newer clips of Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
So maybe something to help Donald Trump.
Maybe. You never know. But yeah, watching it, and if he was out before the elections, I think people might think, oh, maybe she was paid to say this, to just kind of put down Kamala Harris, or maybe kind of look bad. But watching all the things she has said, it was really looking too, true.
I don't doubt it because they were showing those photographs of her and someone being taken by the police. I wouldn't really question it. Plus, you had clips of Kamala Harris talking about this stuff in, few different situations. Yeah, I think she was quite tough on prosecuting marijuana possession and things like that. She had a lot of criticism for that. But if you think about that, it's like crazy. Instead of really taking your resources and putting it towards heavy crime, something that's serious, it's more like, oh, your kid didn't attend the school enough. I understand, obviously, you want children to go to school, but come on, especially in this situation where the parent is actually taking care of her daughter who's got a sickle cell. And she's in hospital, 3 times a week or something like that, was saying that. I don't even know how it's some kind of a clerical error, I guess, because if the school knew and she had paperwork and everything for it, I don't even know why it would take 2 years to fight the case. If you can show the paperwork that says, you know, my kid has got a sickle cell and she's being treated in the hospital 3 times a week. But yeah, anyway, they didn't dive into that too much, so I don't know.
I'm just surprised why of all the children in that place or parents, it was just this lady and the other, they said 2 ladies, 2 black women who were arrested. How? Is it like maybe she investigated and found out whose child was missing school more? Or is it like a personal, I don't know, because it's weird
I guess
to pick out someone.
School are reporting, basically, the attendance, because they get, I think, money based on how many students are attending the school or something along those lines. So I think they have to report that stuff. So I guess they picked people that had the most hours missed at school and went after them. Obviously, maybe, I guess, not knowing that she's not in school because she has a valid reason for that.
But such a thing, before a parent should be arrested, if you feel like, okay, they said this child has not been coming to school, it's a duty for the person to ask, why has a child not been coming to school? And give the parent an opportunity to explain something. If there's no tangible reason, then you can arrest us.
Yeah, that's kind of the weird thing for me, that you would think that this would come up and they would say, hey, listen, this is the paperwork, you know, you can check, this is the hospital, we're going there 3 times a week or whatever, and they would have checked that and everything's fine. So that's the only thing that makes me think there's something maybe weird with that case, because why it would take 2 years? But there are those situations where you have like this clerical error and then it just goes out of control totally, and maybe this was the case here. It's just insane.
That was sad. That's just one story. I guess maybe there's so many other people, you know, with other people, might not just be Kamala Harris, maybe other people as well. She just wanted to come out and say her mind, like she said that she's not into like politics or anything, but she just wanted to let people know that she's fake. I was like, you know, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you all in the next video. Moses, bye.
See you later.